start typing in the location of what the caller is telling them, and maybe it would be, Miller Park or, intersection of Harrison and Smith, whatever. They start typing it in, and the little CAD window opens up to give them all of the options that match up. I think it was at AdCom, it did show that, like it would give the list, the street ranges for the street segments or whatever it was, the park, and it had next to it what agency covered that particular location. So there was a time when the woman I was sitting with, she typed it in and she confirmed the location with the caller, and it said right next to it that it was that was a Denver location. And so she knew that, yes, exactly, a PSAP. So she knew she had to transfer it, that wasn't a call they would handle. So so to me, that's a variation of secondary area.
It is, except for two things. Number one, the only way the secondary area ever gets updated in that CAD is they call the other county and they say, "Can I have your data again?" And they have to take that county's data. They have to configure it to make their data exactly. They have to load it into this customized CAD, and it's painful all across the board. There's no products to auto-load. There's no products to auto-update because it was never designed to be auto-loaded and auto-updated from other systems, And so, for example, the example they always give for Next Gen 911 and it's saving lives is the brand new subdivision that's built immediately on the other side of the border, and it's the one where the lady drove her truck into the lake, And it was in front of a brand new subdivision. Well, first off, let me ask you this. The reason why the CAD didn't have it is a brand new subdivision, There's no methodology to automatically update brand new subdivisions on the other side of the border, And so that's exactly why you need a regional display that's automatically updated every time an update occurs on the other side of the border, And that's the one fundamental change that absolutely has to happen in public safety, Or else people are going to die. So that's a big fundamental difference, So why AdCom probably does a pretty good job. Do they really update every day? Is it quarterly? Is it yearly? And what you'll find, it's nasty how often they update. Just because it's painful. And it's painful to try and incorporate all this data into this CAD system, which takes all this other processing. They can't just press the button and load new location services. No, they got to take that CAD data, they got to massage it, they got to assign things to it, they have to do all this other stuff, It's hard, it's expensive, for them to have to do all this other stuff. It should be easy, And even then, once they do it, if the other party wants their data, they got to do the exact same thing. So now I got 70 counties updating all the counties around them if they're doing a good job and if they're really doing it. And it's taken them a ton of time. Why can't I put them on one statewide location service? How much easier would that be? One statewide display service. Because every time I go into that other county, if I don't have an updated map for my mutual aid or my automatic aid, I don't know where I'm going. So the other problem with CAD in terms of going into other counties is also I don't even have hazardous material information. In LA, the LA Fire Department, the city of LA got called in to respond to a thing in the county. And nobody told them there was toxic materials on site. And they were the mutual aid provider. It was bad. Because once again, all this stuff was only designed for a city or county. Yes. And should it be local anymore? The answer is absolutely not. So go ahead. What's your next scenario?
Well, I was just going to say I really like the two things that you just talked about, and I wonder if we shouldn't put them in the script.
And we can put them in the script.
Those are compelling.
On the primary and secondary, you can say, so let's see, how does this make sense in the real world? So let's say I'm a fire department and they're now building a chemical plant right on the other side of the line. What do I want to know about it?
Right.
Maybe. Yes. I would definitely want to know all about it. Okay. Does it make sense it's only in the other person's CAD? No. I want that on a regional level. I want it shared. I want anybody who needs to go into that area to know that there's a chemical issue there. Okay. And you ask them questions like that, and you raise questions like that, they begin to understand how stupid it is. But they've never thought that way, and they don't know that you can have things regional, okay? They don't understand that this data is automatically updating for E911, so why don't I add just 3 more layers in there, and I can do CAD too? Go ahead. What else, Sarah?
I'm thinking now. I'm processing.
Okay.
But I can say this, the more we talk about it, and these last 2 days have been really helpful, and, right on the heels of visiting the PSAPs, I think I'm really starting to get a good broad strokes picture of this.
Okay.
I think I'm really, especially what you just said a few minutes ago when you were closing, talking about those last 2 examples. One statewide location service, so we only have to update the data once, and then everyone can have it. I think to me, that's really key. That's the mind opener.
Yep. Why not? And why not in one statewide display service? Why not? And really, have I really implemented? Actually, here's the slide I didn't share with you. Let me share one other slide. PowerPoint. Let's go. Let's go here. Go view. Slides shorter. The one slide I didn't share with you was, there's a lot of them, but okay. So right now today, here's what goes on in the PSAP. I'll have my state next-gen call display. I might have a separate CAD to CAD system, and I might even have a separate local CAD display. Okay. First off, when I implement next-gen 911, is this really the goal? Is this really what I want as a call taker or a dispatcher? The answer is absolutely not. I want that. Okay. I want one system to put up my calls, my incidents, my units, my alerts, my routing, my recommendations. I want it to be fast. I want to do video. I want to do 3D. I want to do internal location services. I want it to support I3. Okay. And if I do have that, then I can visualize my mutual aid, my misrouted calls, and my regional incidents all in one system. I can improve my response times and responder safety using web services. Because actually, there's CAD systems out there today that have 3 separate displays with 3 separate location services within the CAD. Okay. Within the CAD itself, within one CAD, I can point to 2 or 3 of them. It's embarrassing. Okay. So I want to be able to find dispatchable locations, secondary locations, interior, 3D. I want to be able to find IoT devices. In fact, I'm going to need to do all of that in the near future. So why don't I plan for my future? Why don't I start today? Okay. And will it work for E911? Absolutely. You could have a statewide E911 display today. And you could press the button to switch it from E911 location services to next-gen 911 location services. It's that easy. You just change your schema. Okay. Why can't I do that today? Why can't I buy a system that does that today? Okay. And actually, I believe you can save a significant amount of money. Instead of having 270 separate CAD systems in your state and 270 separate location systems, you could have one location system, one display system, and you could integrate across the board because, it really should be, it is what you want it to be. And that's what spatial command and control is really about. So what do you think? You like that slide? Is that a good summary slide?
Yeah, and the sooner you can send this to me and Charles, I think the better. I'm totally happy to take this recording and start to transcribe it.
Okay. All right. So Charles, you want to be the demo person or running in the background then?
Yeah, I can do that. I was definitely planning on, digging in really deeply on the technical side of the product and making sure we've got the data lined up exactly how we need it to be for every demo situation that we want to that we want to show.
You got it. Yeah, absolutely. So we can do that.
So I have a few layers for Orange County already, so we can show that area. We got building footprints, parcels, street center line.
But no address points, huh?
I don't have address points, no.
Gosh,
but I could derive them from the building footprints, because the building footprints do have an address field, but it's completely concatenated.
Yeah. All right. That's fine. Yep. I want you to continue to work on the data and continue to understand how to configure it. Actually, the other thing that we haven't talked about yet that's really important is the ability to control what role looks at what data and the ability to share between systems. But I don't even know how to demo that yet because they never gave me a system that I could set up and configure myself the way I wanted it. And so if we had two PSAPs up, here's the question. If you have two PSAPs up, can you share, can you allow those two PSAPs, for example, to share fire agency data? Okay. I think you can. Okay. But I don't know how to configure it today. We're going to ask Zemo about that next week. Okay. Because that's a likely question we're going to get. Okay. And I'm hoping that he sends us some stuff on Sunday for how to set up the demo data. Okay. And also, it looks like they're working away on some other stuff, but
that other stuff being the AWS instances.
Yeah, it looks like AWS is finally starting to get set up. It looks like the licenses that we got from Esri worked. Okay, or I think they're going to work. I think they even got them the right licenses. So so I think we'll have some progress on that too. Okay. So you can work in parallel. But I realize that we won't quite have our act together by Nina, but I think it will look like we do.
You said it. You said it.
And that's all we need, man. So actually, if we get this really clean and the demo data looking really clean, I think the system will be a lot better accepted than it has been. Even in the past, though, when you demo this, people love it, okay? They get it. Some of them do. Some of them will just say, oh, it's never going to do what my CAD does, because they won't even think about it, right? And other ones will begin to wonder, wow, my CAD doesn't do that. How can I do that? Is my CAD vendor really going to do this at a state level? Okay. I can't get my display to run fast on a county level. So So most of them know the CAD vendors can do this, or at least the more educated ones, which are probably, I mean, we're probably aiming at the top 15, 20% of the marketplace, okay, to start with. The customers who really want the latest, greatest cutting edge, and that's kind of the goal. So, all right.
I feel like we should say something about this isn't CAD, this is beyond CAD, because I think that a lot of people, when they first see the layout, it's going to resonate familiar, in a familiar way because of the tabs. They're going to look at it and they're automatically going to be categorizing CAD. So to come right out at the beginning and say, this might look at the moment like CAD, but this is going way beyond CAD. This is not your CAD. Like, come right out and say that and make it really clear so they shift their perspective.
Well, I think by talking about regional location services and regional display service, look at their CAD doesn't do it. Okay. In fact, you might want to say, this is what you want your CAD to do.
Right. Yeah.
This is what your CAD needs to do in the next 3 years. Okay. And either either your CAD vendor needs to get into Next Gen 911 or they need to interface to us. Okay. And we could say that too. That's pretty cocky. So I don't know, but all right. So that's kind of where we're at. I got a meeting at let me see what's calendar.